Is
No,
LA
that's how they start.
cuisine
That's how they started Iron Chef, if I remember right.
Yeah,
okay?
that's
All
how they
right.
did it.
Okay, here we go. Good evening, everybody. It is Monday night here at Beyond the Airways, the Infinity Project. And since it is Monday, it's time for Monday Mania. That means we'll go through what we had over the weekend, give some ideas of what we might be coming up this week. In fact, I'm watching something really, really odd right now, and I'll explain that in a minute. but but anyway, I'm your host for tonight. I am Oddball Extreme. I'm currently joined in line by four of my crazy cohorts. First, we have our master and creator Frodo. Hello, Frodo.
5. I think Ashley's in the room now.
No,
Ooh,
she's not.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
you were thinking of Lulu.
Ah.
Yeah,
By the way,
I was
Mike
talking to
A.
Lulu.
Mm-hmm.
Oh crap!
What?
Yeah, there you go. Next up, to my immediate left, we have our resident Joker, Mike. Hello, Mike.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday.
All right, make sure I got this right. To my bottom left, we have our super sus, Janet. Hello, Janet.
Hello, how are you?
And
I
Everyone
finally,
hope
run.
the weekend went well.
Janet's causing trouble today.
well, she's the
Does she
super
have a
sus. What do you
gun?
expect? Okay, and finally, my bottom right, we have our resident B button, John. Hello, John.
Hey, Shirley.
No fireballs.
All right, now I was about to
That
say.
wasn't a fireball. I just got a star.
All right, well,
Well,
anyway.
then I'm gonna chuck a blue shell at you.
There's no guarantee that I'm in first, but thanks for the implication.
All right, well, anyway, let me explain what this weird thing I'm watching is. I did not know this until I think this afternoon. ESPN and Marvel and the NBA have joined forces. Okay, they're
Ooh,
playing. Showing a basketball game on ESPN2, traditional airings on ESPN. And what they're doing is they're having like graphics of, if anybody hits a goal, you like to see the Avengers logo, or you see Black Panther's face, or something like that. It's almost
very
like it's almost like seeing what Nickelodeon did with that NFL playoff game about, I think, about a couple months ago,
nice.
when they
Ooh,
had like when someone scored a touchdown, you see all the slime coming out of the pylons. Not really, mind you, but let's see. It looks like Golden State is going to win this game. It's about to end because there's only 23 seconds left in the game. But and even Anthony Mackie showed up. Um,
so that's what Mr. Mackey's first name is.
yep, Anthony Mackie.
Is he still a counselor at South
Oh,
Park Elementary? I know he got fired once.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks like it is game over. Golden State has won 123 to 108. And I want to see the person who gets the most hero points gets to train with the Avengers. I don't know. I know it's not real, but if kids are watching it, why ruin the fun, right?
Oh
right.
yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
Joker, your girlfriend just called me.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Not that
I'm
girlfriend.
And here's the strange thing. Sam Wilson is from Louisiana, Anthony Mackie's character, and Anthony's favorite team is the New Orleans Pelicans.
The your girlfriend that keeps calling me.
Uh-oh. And I'm happy to say that Draymond Green for the Golden State Warriors had the most hero points with 48, and he was endorsed by Doctor Strange. It's like, yes.
All right,
Nice.
so I want to make a quick announcement for people who listen to the show who may or may not be from Cedar Rapids. Today, Governor Brad Hart, I think is what his name is. I don't remember.
You mean Mayor Brad Hart?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
mayor.
governor's still Kim Reynolds.
Yeah, I wish Kim Reynolds would be
Excuse
gone,
me.
but
I know.
anyway, he announced today that if you have been fully vaccinated in the city of Cedar Rapids, you do not have to wear a mask in public anymore.
Does that include restaurants demanding masks for entry?
Restaurants still have the right to request.
Okay.
I see.
But like if you're out and about like at a park or something, you can't be stopped by someone for the city saying, you should be putting on a mask.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think the same situation's about to happen here too. Let me double
Good
check.
deal.
Apparently, Florida is cutting its restrictions too.
Yes, but what's going on is the governor Ron DeSantis, he has suspended all local COVID restrictions, and in other words, like he also signed a bill where you cannot shut down schools and businesses in an emergency unless there's some real justification. It's like, okay, what if you have a high risk of severe weather? Because here in Alabama, when that happens, schools will shut down.
and for good reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, people want to question why schools go down when there's severe weather. Let me remind you of a little situation called I don't know, Moore, Oklahoma, or I don't know,
How about my pick, Enterprise, Alabama?
or I don't know, Joplin, fucking Missouri.
Well, you have to. Well, now hold on. Let me take this in consideration. The tornado that actually hit Joplin, Missouri, was on a Sunday. However, there
True.
was a high school graduation ceremony that took place that day too. So
Yep, and then another one would be Prairiesburg, Iowa.
no,
Excuse
that's
me.
Parkersburg, Iowa.
That's it, Parkersburg. I knew it was a burg.
Yeah.
But yeah, Parkersburg, Iowa happened during school.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think happened? When the tornado passed through, they got the kids out of the school. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because
For their safety.
Yep.
yeah, because you're
Exactly.
talking about big issues. Okay, you got schools that have huge open areas, aka gymnasium
Or the
Yeah.
cafeteria.
or the cafeteria, another example. And what happens in a tornado? What tends to happen? Oh, I don't know, something called a ceiling falling
Get
from
blown
the
up,
sky.
roof collapse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because the one thing that got us the attention was March 1st, 2007, when I believe it was an EF4 tornado went right through Enterprise High School, killed 8 students.
yeah,
And they did everything right, too.
yeah, and that's the thing. Even if you do everything right, even if you do absolutely everything right with getting kids in safety situations, getting their heads down,
Excuse me.
covered up, everything, you're still at risk.
Mhm.
Even at your own home, you're at risk.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So let me just put it this way for Florida, okay? And I'm speaking to everyone who listens that happens to live in Florida and agrees with Governor DeSanto's decision. You all have one of the biggest numbers of a certain storm per capita per year. Hurricanes.
Mhm.
What happens in a hurricane? Bye bye, roof. Bye bye.
High winds, tidal surge.
Storm
Bye bye.
surge.
Bye bye, roof.
Exactly.
What happens when roof goes bye bye in a big area like a gymnasium or
People go bye bye.
Exactly.
or a cafeteria or an
Huh?
auditorium? People go bye bye in a very dramatic way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, if you think Governor DeSantos is right, fine. Sit in the fucking uh nearest gymnasium while a hurricane's going through. Otherwise, use your fucking brains. Don't fucking depend on just what everyone else says, and you make the decision your damn self. If you know the weather's going to be shitty in your area that day, and you don't feel comfortable having your kids at the school, you as a parent have that right to say, no, I'm keeping my kids here where I can at least try my best to keep them safe. But this whole mandating shit, Governor DeSantis, I'm talking to you right now, sir. You're stupid. You're stupid for mandating this. Um, if a pandemic isn't an emergency, then in your warped sense of mind, I don't even know what to call it. Obviously, a hurricane's not a fucking emergency. So do us all a fucking favor. At the next time you're up for election, don't fucking run. Because you don't deserve the post you're on.
Anyone besides me would think we should have fired off a rant rocket for that one.
Mm, well, all right. Well, here, all right. I found the article. Someone posted it in one of the groups, and I found the actual article.
Okay.
It's like, you gotta be kidding. All right, so give me a minute. I'm gonna put in all the chats. So give me just a
Alrighty.
second here.
I wonder what the reason is why the gates are separating or divorcing.
We'll
I
deal
have
with
no
that
idea.
later.
We'll talk
We'll
about
deal
that a
with
little
that
later.
later.
Yeah.
But my issue with this, with DeSantis,
Sorry about the long link.
You're fine.
it's not just about that. It's the fact that, okay,
I'm listening.
I apologize for sounding holier than thou in saying this.
Gotcha.
Okay? Because I'm going to. But if you're fucking stupid enough to think that you are immune from being affected by an emergency situation that your ass could have predicted, then you're stupider than I thought. Let's just be blunt. Okay? DeSantos,
Mm-hmm.
if you're willing to put your people in your state at risk because of your fucking fragile ego or
Uh,
because of what other people in your party are saying, you don't deserve to be in your office. We expect a certain level of self thought in our elected officials.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong about that, Shirley and John?
No.
Some self determination to determine whether or not it's okay.
yeah. Proto. The article says, and I quote, the bill ensures that neither state nor local governments can close businesses or keep kids out of in-person instruction unless they satisfy a demanding and continuous justification, he said. I think I see a loophole that I should point out.
Do it.
Private businesses can theoretically choose to close in the event of inclement weather, and potentially schools themselves can request the option of closure in the event of an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound about right to you?
It
Yeah.
sounds about right.
Okay. Well, then everybody remember this. Theoretically, all this bill is saying is that the state and local government is not allowed to force uh, an educational facility, a state run educational facility, or a privately owned business to close unless they satisfy a demanding and continuous justification. That does not mean the business or facility cannot request closure or choose to close in the event that they feel it is justified.
Mm-hmm. Now there is something else here.
Having
DeSantis.
said that, I
Oh,
need some libation. I'll be right
okay.
back.
Okay. Well, here's something else to consider. DeSantis said COVID-19 related fines will be remitted for individuals and businesses and said the new law will not only affect local governments, but will also allow the Florida legislature to overturn a governor's executive order if it is deemed to infringe upon an individual's right and liberties. The law is supposed to go into effect July 1st, but the order is already in effect.
Hmm.
Okay, I just gotta say this. So essentially, how I'm understanding this, and correct me if I'm wrong,
Hmm.
in order to override, let's say, Governor DeSantos saying, oh,
Um, Frodo, I hate to tell you this, but I need to tell you it real quick. You're actually mispronouncing his name. It's not spelled OS, it's spelled IS,
Oh, it's DeSantis. DeSantis.
or DeSantis would be
all
the.
right, thank you for the correction. I'll try and remember that.
Sure.
But let's just say Governor DeSantis says, COVID, no, real, like some people have been.
Because remember, he was the one who ordered the raid on that scientist's house when she
Yeah.
was fired.
My thing is, if he's gonna start denying science, then we got a problem.
Yeah.
I have a problem with anyone who chooses to deny what science says. Because here's the thing. What is science? It is tested. It is verified. It
Well,
is there is this lovely invention that we have called the scientific method.
yeah.
And it in many cases the scientific method has been used to figure out issues.
Hmm.
Let's just say if you go against the scientific method, Mr. DeSantis, maybe you don't deserve to be in office.
Frodo, I will say this in the spirit of devil's advocate. There is an old saying: statistics don't lie, statisticians do. Keep that
True.
in mind. I'm not saying you can't trust science. I'm saying be prepared to take it with as much of a grain of salt as you would be prepared to take politics. Maybe
Well,
not as big a grain of salt, but at least something of a grain of salt.
Hmm.
well, and I can respect that. But like I said, like I've been saying, John, and I think you agree with me, if you're not at least willing to listen to the science of stuff,
Exactly.
you do not
Hmm.
belong in a position of power like a governor, a mayor, or anything else like that.
Any kind of a ruler.
Hmm.
Yep.
Well, it's kind of like an action figure of Dr. Manhattan once said in an old YouTube video. It's not about how smart your mind is, but rather how open your mind is.
Hmm.
To
Precisely.
which,
That's
to,
speaking of that, John, I have to make mention of this. We were having a nice discussion today, me and John, at uh at a Chinese buffet. And you know what? I love the fact that we can have those discussions because both myself and yourself have open minds
Hmm.
to
exactly.
learn new things,
Right.
to be willing to adapt our beliefs and our theories to
Hmm.
fit evidence given.
Yeah. It's like I will never
Amen.
forget this. When we had when you used to call it Gum City Con, we were. I remember I got into a great conversation with artist Steve Bennett and four other people. We were all, different races, different backgrounds, everything. We had a fantastic conversation, about what was going on and everything. And nobody went above anybody, nobody interrupted each other. We were all having a real intelligent conversation.
Yeah, and that's something I like is having intelligent, insightful, rich conversations. And that's something me and John were having earlier. A
Yeah.
very insightful, rich, deep conversation that was interesting. What's wrong, Jan?
You mean
No,
me?
I don't know if this would count
Oh,
as the same situation. When the guy came out to install my modem, he answered all of my questions about what he was doing and all that. You know where he was from? He'd
where?
been working as a technician for Cox Cable for 7 years. He was originally from Kenya.
I
And
Yeah,
we
bet.
just had a nice, pleasant conversation. And he didn't interrupt me, and he answered my questions, and it didn't bother him. I don't know if that'd
Yeah.
count towards what you were saying.
Well, it ain't about where you're from, Janet. In the end, what it's about is what's between your ears.
yep.
Yeah, and he had a lot of good stuff between his.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I like is this is why I like this show and the people I have on here as the crew. Even if some people don't say
Oh,
much,
excuse me. That's my weather radio. I'm sorry.
no, let's
Okay.
Very
hear it.
good.
Yes, I should tell you. For those of you who don't know, my weather radio is right here next to me.
Hey,
Hold on.
no way.
Okay, it's for Elmore County. Okay.
That's oh, they. I heard on the news this afternoon the Tuscaloosa's in the line
Line of wind.
of
Everything's
severe
good
weather
then.
tonight.
Yeah, everything's good here.
All
By
right.
the way,
Now,
by the way, I should tell you this. I did not know about this until like this morning. There was a violent tornado in Tupelo, Mississippi at about 10 p.m. last night. I
How
don't know
many
what the rating is.
casualties?
I don't know yet, but all I know is there was a lot of damage. So let me see what I can
Okay.
find out. Because
If
I
you haven't
know.
heard,
Mm,
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
oh,
No,
that's
I was
fine.
gonna say, even if people in this show don't talk all the time, Mr. Miguel Rodriguez over here. But here's the thing. I appreciate everyone's input on this show because we have good conversations and we shoot the breeze more often than not. And where is Ash out yet?
Yeah, she is. She's just watching YouTube and chilling out.
okay, you
Nice.
were talking
Ashley, your
about
trouble.
changing subject real quick. Changing subject real quick. Quick. Not only did the gates separate, who remembers Al and Bobby Unser?
Yes,
Names don't ring a bell.
I do. He was a
Well, they're
he
popular in
was a race
NASCAR.
driver. He was a race car driver.
Oh boy.
Well, Al Unser, I think Bobby Unser,
Bobby Unser
or one of the
died.
Unser brothers died.
Bobby died. He was 87.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Him and his brother raced NASCAR a lot.
nice.
Okay.
Um,
There's no
sure.
info
Sorry
about
about the
the
interruption.
the
It's all right.
yeah. There's no info about the rating of the tornado right now. I think it's still early. We may get it.
Shirley,
Yes.
I was going to say, if you haven't heard anything about casualties by now, chances are there were none since you're close enough to have gotten it on the local news.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I hope that's the case, but by all means, check and make sure.
Yeah. Because so far from what I see, it says no injuries. Of course, I could be wrong. I mean, it says no injuries reported after multiple twisters rode through Mississippi. It's like, okay,
That's
good.
fortunate.
Yes,
That's
it is.
Amen.
fortunate.
Yeah, because there was there was a big one back in 2013 that hit Hattiesburg. Nobody died.
Hey, that's what matters to me. Stuff's replaceable. Humans are not.
Yeah, and but this is what really got my attention. Tupelo had a tornado emergency,
Uh,
and for those who do not know, the first time a tornado emergency was issued was May 3rd, 1999, in Moore, Oklahoma. And what basically that means is it's higher than a tornado warning. They're saying there is a large, destructive, deadly, violent tornado on the ground, and it's coming.
yeah.
So it's like, take cover now, or basically, you're dead meat.
Your ass is grass.
Mm-hmm.
Get your ass in the car and drive away or kiss it goodbye.
Mm-hmm. Or if you can, get underground. If you can't, best thing that they say, if you have to get into like the interior closet and such, put on a helmet because I found this out. Many of the deaths from tornadoes are related to head trauma.
And wrap yourself up in a blanket in case you got debris flying at you.
Hmm Because I saw like one boy, I think he was like 8 years old. I think um, he was in one. He was in, I think he was in one of the tornadoes in Tuscaloosa. He survived by wearing a baseball helmet, and today he is a student at Troy University.
Very nice.
Hmm So, but one thing that scientists had discovered, one of the biggest causes of deaths is head trauma from the flying debris and such. So they tell you now, put on a helmet. It does not have to be a $100 expensive helmet. Hell, I bought a pair of used helmets for $10 at a yard sale.
Exactly.
Because as long as it protects your head, you don't need to spend $100 on a fancy helmet from a motorcycle shop.
And do not believe any retailer who tells you otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. As long as
Because they will tell you otherwise.
yeah, because as long as it's something to protect your head, that's all that matters.
Hey, Frodo, why'd you turn off the camera? You forget to put your pants on again?
Or he may have stepped away too. All right, but
Nah, well, he ain't muted, I know that much.
no, but or he could have muted
Ah,
here.
you forget
True.
that you can use the headphones from the headset itself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. Yeah, but seriously, ever since March 1st, 2007, when that tornado hit Enterprise and killed the 8 students at the school, because I believe it was a Tuesday. It was either Tuesday or Wednesday that day. But we take the weather very seriously. If they say there is a high risk, they're gonna let kids stay home. Because as far as I know, that on April 27, 2011, I don't think any kid that day went to school at all. Now, for some
Got a
Nice.
places,
question for you,
nothing happened.
Shirley.
Yeah,
What year was it that you and I sat on our computers and watched the
2009 El
radar and
Reno.
watched
It
that
was
big old
2000. It
humongous?
was 2009 El Reno, Oklahoma. It was hitting that pig farm.
That's the one where Bettis got injured, wasn't it?
No, that was 2013 in El Reno. Yes, call me crazy. I can
Okay.
remember all these weird stats.
It's all right.
My brother's shocked I
Yeah.
can remember the
Shirley
number.
and I was sitting on our computer for an hour and a half or 2 hours
And we were
following a
just
debris cloud on the radar.
fixated on this one tornado that kept, not forming and such. And it was just an interesting thing to watch. But but I'll tell you this: my brother is shocked I can remember numbers. I have remembered all 7 different digits of my Alabama driver's license since I was 17.
Nice.
See, I have this crazy way of remembering numbers. I don't know how. I don't know why. I remember Saturday, Mom and I went to the commissary. We got the $1.29 3-pound bag of onions. I could not read the numbers to the barcode was too far gone. I couldn't read the numbers. It was like, okay, let me see if I can remember what the number was. Got it on the first shot. I remembered all 12 digits.
I have a theory. You may have a condition called synesthesia.
Hmm.
Synesthesia is where you unconsciously perceive alphanumeric characters in color. And if you have it, you're going to attach a hue to all 9 digits, probably.
Okay.
And that will help you conjure up in your visual memory a sequence of digits.
Yeah,
You're
like the.
chopping there, my
I wasn't chopping to me. He sounded fine.
Uh,
okay.
Let's see.
It
But
sounded good to me.
yeah,
Hey, Frodo.
I remember it was the yellow onions. Like somehow I remember that
That's
number.
Sanjo.
That's Frodo.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Frodo came back the
Hey,
very next
Frodo.
day.
Hey, Frodo, how come you turned your camera off?
Eh, because I have something flashing in the background and I didn't want to scare Janet.
Fair
I
enough.
wasn't even
Well,
looking at the camera.
Okay.
there we
Now,
go.
okay,
Plus, I
now
needed to use the restroom.
that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway,
Oh,
we were talking about Florida and Governor Ron DeSantis. Well, here in Alabama, Governor Kay Ivey is set to has set up the end dates for the public situation. So I'm gonna put them all the chats again. So bear with me, growl.
You're
Oh,
fine.
you know what? Instead of having a bra burning, once the people get their restrictions lifted, instead of having a bra burning, they'll have a mask burning.
Oh, I don't want to burn some of my masks. I love some of them.
I
I'm
have
not
11
burning my
different
mask.
masks,
I,
10
I'm
or 11
just,
different masks.
I'm
I'll
just,
burn the disposable ones.
Yeah, that'll
yeah.
work.
I'm just to the point where I'm sick and tired of different state governments trying to rush the situation.
Right.
You can't rush a virus.
That's
Sure,
true.
you can protect against it, but you can't rush the expiration of a virus because, well, viruses, although they can be considered life forms, they are about a step away from being just a little piece of matter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, this is the story. This was today. Governor Kay Ivey will allow Alabama's COVID-19 public health order to end on May 31st, while the state of emergency designation will continue on until July 6th before expiring. For over a year now, Alabamians, like people around the globe, have made sacrifices and adjusted to a temporary new normal. We have learned much since last year, and this is absolutely now a managed pandemic, Ivey said in a statement. Our infection rates and hospitalizations are in better shape, and over 1.5 let me try that again. Over 1.5 million Alabamians have had at least one shot of the COVID-19 vaccine. The state's current Safer Apart order consists primarily of recommendations aligned with Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidance. However, specific guidance applies to two groups. Senior citizen centers must continue to follow guidelines issued by the Alabama Department of Senior Services. Hospitals and nursing homes must follow current guidance from the Federal Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services with respect to visitation, which that's fine. Barring a great spike in COVID 19 cases, these last remaining requirements should be lifted with the expiration of this order on May 31st, the governor's office said. As we approach the 14th month of this pandemic, we are pleased that two-thirds of Alabama residents aged 65 or older have been vaccinated, said State Health Officer Scott Harris. While some barriers such as transportation remain, more than 1,300 providers in the state are administering safe and effective COVID 19 vaccine in communities throughout the state. All Alabamians ages 16 and older have been eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccination since April 5th, and the governor continues to encourage residents to get vaccinated. Similar to when we ended the mask requirement, this final extension gives all Alabama healthcare providers, businesses, and individuals adequate time to make preparations, Ivy stated. I am pleased that we have shown the rest of the country that we are gritty and determined, the governor added. We are signaling loud and clear that Alabama is open and we are moving forward.
Yay.
Okay, well, I'm glad to see here that that states think that it's safer to let stuff go. I still want to say this, and no, I'm not angry or anything like that. I still urge caution. Just
Hmm.
because your state or municipality may say it looks like it's over doesn't mean it. Look at
Exactly.
Hmm.
look at India.
Oh yeah, there you
India
go. That's it.
in in India in one day, 24-hour period, they had at minimum 400,000 new infections
I
in
believe
a
it.
day.
I believe it.
And that's very recently.
Yeah, and what's worse is I think it's a double variant.
Yeah, it's an Indian variant, which
Hmm.
makes it harder to catch.
Hmm.
Like, not catch as in get infected by, but
Yeah.
catch as in catch the.
Stop.
How to
Yeah,
treat it. Because I think I've heard there have already been like a couple
Be right
cases.
back, guys.
One, at least in Nevada. There was another state. I cannot remember the state.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Welcome to I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Yep. Remember all those
Sometimes I
bumpers in
miss
the
those
80s cartoon?
days. I remember seeing those when I was a kid, and I was a kid in the 90s.
Yeah.
I miss those days sometimes.
Yeah, we do too. But
Wish I could.
at least nowadays you can stream shows, you can get them on YouTube. It's like make your own Saturday morning lineup in your own way.
That is true.
So it's like if I want to
But
watch
with
Super
great
Friends,
power,
I've got every damn season on DVD. So yes.
exactly. It's like they say, though, with great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly. You're right. It's like I love the fact that even though it's not on TV anymore, we no you don't have the Saturday morning cartoons anymore. At least nowadays, you can literally watch them in other places. Like
Yeah,
if there's Smurfs fans, they've got Boomerang. They've.
Before we continue, I must say this:
Okay.
yeah.
Twitch, YouTube, Square Enix. When you heard my ringtone, please don't kill us for that.
We didn't even
That's
hear a ringtone.
Me neither.
in case they did. My
Okay.
ringtone for my wife happens to be One Winged Angel from Final
Okay.
Fantasy VII.
Okay.
And if you guys caught that on the stream, or if Facebook or anyone decides to look close at the stream and hears it, please don't kill us. We didn't know it was going to happen right then.
Well, we never heard it, so I think we're gonna be okay.
Well, I'm just covering our bases.
I know. That's fine. By the
But
way,
yeah,
for those who do not know what a one-wing angel is in this particular case, it has to do with a character named Sephiroth. The reason why I know that is because I looked at this reaction video of everybody going absolutely berserk at the idea of Sephiroth being a part of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it's like, who is this guy?
yeah, and then I had to show her a battle between Sephiroth and two other characters
Yeah,
where literally Sephiroth was able to handle them one-handed.
yeah,
And that's with a sword that's about 8-foot blade
yeah. You know
and
what? What I would
about 3-foot handle.
What I would love to do is
Yeah.
I would love to do like a reaction video from the non-gamer's perspective, Since, I see these like, huh?
Well, let's put it this way: the sword that Sephiroth owns is called Masamune,
Yeah.
and let's just put it this
It's a
way:
Masa Moon.
well, it's huge.
Yeah, I
If
know. I
let's
saw
put this.
when I saw that preview on when they were showing the reactions, it's like, good grief, that sword is huge.
Yeah. Now imagine this. Imagine that sword was in John's hands right now,
Oh boy.
and imagine what kind of damage he could do to his apartment building with it.
Mm. Or
Not apartment, apartment building.
yeah. Me, if I were to try to carry it, I'd probably just damage it. Just if I was trying not to do anything, it's like, oops, oops, oops. That'd
Kind of
be
like the
me.
Muppet Babies when they're given lightsabers.
Yeah,
Muppet Babies.
yeah.
Did you
Speaking
know
of
they
Mupp,
actually rebooted that?
yeah. Well, anyway,
Oh God.
speaking of Muppets or Disney or whatever, tonight of course was the NBA Marvel game on ESPN2. Tomorrow night, well, let's put it this way: tomorrow, of course, is May the 4th. Get it? May the 4th be with you. Because guess what? ESPN's going to strike again. They're going to do a Star Wars themed Major League Baseball game.
And then they're
No,
gonna.
I'll tell you what Disney needs to do on May 4th.
What's that?
A lot of people don't know this. May 4th is what I now call Alice in Wonderland Day, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
If you read Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, the original book, you discover that the dream Alice has that
This is
constitutes
me.
it
Mhm.
takes place
It's for
on
you,
May 4th.
Jack.
Oh, takes place on May 4th. Oh wow, I
Oops,
did not know
sorry
that.
about.
Cool.
Yep. Uh, I think you see it at the end of chapter 6 and the beginning of chapter 7, but it takes place on May the 4th,
Oh,
estimated.
nice.
So, what they need to do is pay some homages to Alice in Wonderland, or better yet, to the old Disney show Adventures in Wonderland.
Hmm.
See if they can get an interview with Elizabeth Hanoi. That'd be
Ah.
nice.
Mhm.
Which,
But
for those of you who don't know, played Alice in Adventures in Wonderland.
ah. All
I
right.
think sure. I think Janet's still troublemaker like Alice and herself.
Mhm.
Nice.
But 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 anyway, tomorrow there's gonna be a Star Wars theme for the Houston Astros New York Yankees game. Now this is where it gets crazy. All of the commentators will be wearing Star Wars costumes. One of them will
Good.
dress as Yoda.
And if he does, he
He
needs
better
to get on
sound
his.
like it.
No, if he
Here,
does, he needs to get on his knees and he needs to say the following: It's not the Force, it's the Schwartz.
now, here's what I think needs to
I
happen.
wonder if one of them will manage to be Grogu.
No, I know it's gonna be more like someone's supposed to dress as Luke Skywalker. Someone else supposed to be Yoda, and there's one more. I think it's a stormtrooper on that one. Go ahead, Frodo.
Okay, sorry, I was trying to say. I think I know what we should have.
What's that?
Dick Vitale being Yoda.
Well, the problem is Dick Vitale is a basketball commentator.
And that's why it would be funny. But like I said, I just want to see whoever dresses like Yoda go, remember, it's not the Force, it's the Schwartz.
Oh, question. Have any of you guys seen that
It's
Geico
the
commercial with
Schwartz dealing
Vitale?
with you.
Yes, I have.
It's funny.
It is funny.
I think Janet's funny.
Well,
Yeah, and that.
I've been under a great deal of stress
Yeah. Well.
lately, but
Well. Let's see.
I'm
Well,
That's.
trying not.
I think yesterday you were rolling hard, weren't you?
What do you mean by rolling hard?
I think it's about Among Us yesterday.
Oh God, I did not do good yesterday in that game.
But we all made you roll.
hmm
Oh yeah, you talking about me almost making a mess on my desktop on my desk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You're lucky I didn't sporfle all over everything
Yeah.
yesterday.
Let's see. Let's see. There's that game, and also, I believe tomorrow morning, The Bad Batch premieres on Disney Plus.
Hmm.
Looking forward to that
And that
one.
also means we're gonna be sending Michael into obscurity while he watches it. Yes, Michael, I'm talking about you.
Yeah, but I've looked at. They had like a little sneak peek of The Bad Batch tonight in the game, and it's like I'm ready for this. This looks good. It really does. And
Oh,
here's the best part. D. Bradley Baker is voicing all five main characters.
Very nice.
I don't know if any of you have seen the current. Okay, guess which Disney villain is getting one hell of a backstory?
It's Cruella de Vil.
I know you knew. I was telling somebody else.
I know, but I mean, I've seen the
Yeah,
previews already, so.
no wonder she's such a bitch.
Mhm.
She loved her Dalmatian skin coats way back then.
Oh yeah. I think it's kind of
Cruella
cool.
de
It's kind
Vil.
of cool that they're doing it like this a little bit. But I
Yeah.
hope. But Maleficent, the first one was great. Second one wasn't so good.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You got a character like Maleficent where you only have a limited amount of information from because she only appeared in one movie. It's
Right.
the same thing with Cruella de Vil. She
Right.
only appeared in one movie, really.
Hmm.
Yeah, there were probably a couple of freaking uh
There was
Direct to
two
home
other.
sequels.
yeah, two direct to home sequels, but most people don't realize that there were direct to home sequels, so to them, Cruella de Vil equals only 101 Dalmatians.
Right.
The problem is it's hard to create an interesting backstory for someone like that
Hmm.
without possibly ruining the mythos.
Right.
And Maleficent, the first one, did a really good job because they maintained the mythos of the original movie while still expanding greatly on the character. With someone like Corella Deville, I don't know how much you can actually expand the mythos of that character without damaging the mythos of 101 Dalmatians.
Hmm.
It'll be interesting
Uh,
to see.
Yeah.
well, the thing of it is, 101 Dalmatians didn't exactly have a mythos per se. Uh, when
But
you actually look at her involvement in that story, she's just an antagonist who kind of shows up in the middle of it to cause the conflict. That leaves you with some. Uh, sorry about that. That leaves you with some leeway as to how to design her backstory.
true. But this question of mythos that people may be asking, like for our show, I'm gonna use some words from a pretty famous YouTuber called uh Linkara.
Okay.
Mythos is something that is created over time. It's
Yeah.
something that defines your media as opposed to anyone else's. Example: one of our mythoses for for this show, love, peace, and chicken grease.
Hmm.
At the end of the episode, that's our
Mhm.
myth. That's a mythos that we have. That's something we do over and over and over again.
Okay.
Okay, it's a continuing thread throughout all of our episodes that you can follow. From
Gotcha.
Hmm.
the first one we started it till today and past today.
Hmm.
Okay, mythos is not something so much like a background as it is what the show is.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Um.
Just like let's take Power Rangers for example. It's Morphin Time, the
Hmm.
Morphin Grid, Zords. Those are just some examples. Those are mythos that sticks with the show. Okay, so
Yeah.
if I were to throw Samurai Gigazord at you, you'd understand it was a Megazord formation from the Power Rangers Samurai series.
Hmm.
Right.
Okay, you just know this because
Yeah.
I said Zord.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
Okay,
understand what you're getting at with the mythos. The thing of it is, looking at Cruella de Vil's involvement in the original story, the 101 Dalmatians,
it was tiny, yeah,
and the thing of it is, for that doesn't give you a whole lot.
to work on, yeah.
Well, the thing of it is, because it doesn't give you, no, what it doesn't give you is a whole lot of requirements you got to meet. The thing of it is, that's where you get the leeway. If she was a much more involved character, you would have to take into account a variety of other things. But because she was a later introduced antagonist and wasn't described in just a great deal
Hmm.
of detail, or in the original animated really developed much beyond being a little bit one dimensional. Um, that
Well,
gives
she
you,
did have one dimension that people, there is one dimension that people don't remember. and it's a very interesting throwaway line that most people don't remember. But she was the wife's old
She was the wife's childhood friend. Yeah.
exactly, and that gives you a little bit that you have to stick with, and that
No.
but that's the problem, you know.
Well,
That's
to me, that's more of a good problem
with
than anything else.
Maleficent.
Mhm.
That's what I'm trying to say. There's just
Okay.
too much you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, with Maleficent, there was a little bit of a backstory in Maleficent for Maleficent in Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
It wasn't that much, but it was there, and it allowed a little bit of structure for going backwards.
Okay. So to clarify, I think I understand this now. You disliked the Cruella prequel because it limited what could have been a good story. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of
That's where
sense.
I'm thinking here.
Mhm.
Well,
Is I
you can't produce a
it's
Wicked every.
another example.
You know what I
True.
mean?
Well, let's take another example. Let's take another example from the Disney collection of villainy. Okay,
Mm.
Well,
Jafar
yeah.
from
Before you go
Jafar
on,
from
Oh
Aladdin.
man,
yeah, hold on. Before
have
you
you
go
ever
on,
heard of a?
let me say
Hold
one
on,
thing real quick.
let's.
One thing real quick. Saju said, "Don't forget Disney's Descendants."
True.
Yeah, that's
I consider that kind of a side offshoot,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's fine, Saja. But let's go to another extreme. Jafar.
Uh-huh.
We know he's the Sultan's sorcerer
And advisor.
in Aladdin and and closest advisor. So a good story for a Jafar backstory movie, you'd have to get someone really good to play Jafar. So let's throw a couple names out there. I don't know. The guy who played Freddie Mercury could be a good one.
I
Okay.
might prefer somebody with a deeper voice, but
That's fine. I'm just throwing an example out there. Okay.
Okay.
Example
um,
for this argument.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. So a backstory of Jafar could be okay. So what got him interested in being part of the Sultan's court? What got him interested in working with the Sultan in the first place, besides for his already established ideals of wanting to run the place?
yeah,
You see, there had to
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah.
There had to be something there beforehand,
Right.
and that gives you a lot of meat to grip.
Yeah.
That's where Cruella Deville is very lacking. There's not a lot of meat to grip onto and hold interest,
Right.
and that's
Well,
what
not
is
unless you're a
concerning
Disney.
to me.
Uh, Frodo, there is something I need to tell you real quick. They already made a backstory to Jafar. It is a musical called Twisted.
Wife just got home.
Oh, nice. Well, she can enjoy this too then. Hold on just a minute. I'm going to post something in the group chat.
Okay.
This, folks, is something that may mess with your heads.
Oh, really? Excuse me. Sorry.
I just about cannot believe they did this, but they did.
Yeah, because I know they had Wicked for the Wicked Witch of the West and the Wizard of Oz, but I didn't know there was one called Twisted.
Yeah, and just read the synopsis. It will.
I'm almost
Let me
afraid
just
of
say
that.
this. It involves a musical number. It's about how Jafar came to be.
Mm-hmm.
It involves a musical number where he winds up meeting other Disney villains from other continuities,
Oh God.
almost in the style of Descendants.
That's
But
funny. That's
Frodo, feel
funny.
free to show that to your wife. I think she'd get a kick out of it.
But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I just want Maddie, you're gonna have to move something. Give you
Maddie.
three guesses where he is.
On
he's
her.
getting, he's
On
massaging his
Sarah's
butt, isn't
chair.
he?
Yes,
Getting
he's on
booby
Sarah's
time?
chair.
Getting booby time?
No,
He's
No.
about
Sarah
to be.
just got home.
Yeah, she literally just got home, so no. Uh,
He got to spend some time on John's lap on there.
all right. Well, I'll tell you this before we go, got some bits of bad news. First of all, race car driver Bill Unser died today at 87.
I
Um,
thought it was Bobby.
it was Bobby Unser. Yeah, it was Bobby. There are too many Unsers. So I remember Al, Bobby, and at least one more. Let's see. What was her name? Billy Hayes. She was best known as Witchy Poo on HR Puffin Stuff. She died at 96 today.
I'm gonna let
May
y'all
she
go.
rest well.
Okay.
All right,
Night,
later,
buddy.
Frodo.
Okay, see you tomorrow, Frodo.
Yeah. Well, he usually doesn't come in tomorrow.
It's usually not off.
Yeah, but let's see, and also, for everyone who's fans of Bill and Melinda Gates, they are filing for divorce after 27 years.
I wonder what caused them to divorce.
No idea.
Well,
Were
the
they
first thing I'm
butting
thinking of
heads
is
about how to run the business?
irreconcilable differences. Let's see. It says after a great deal of thought and a lot of work on our relationship, we have made the decision to end our marriage. So, but they will continue to do the work. Even let's see, the Gates have been married for
Run
27 years and have three children, ages
the
18 to 25. Yeah, my thinking honestly is it's probably irreconcilable differences. It happens, you know. Still, it's kind of like what?
Be right back.
Okay.
Well, it's 10 o'clock on my end. Surely think we ought to end it.
Yeah, I think so. But anyway, for those of you who don't know who Witchy Poo is, look up HR Puffin stuff on YouTube. You'll know who she is.
HR Puffin Stuff. Who is he, folks?
Best friend, something something.
He's your friend when things get rough.
Oh yeah, that's right. See,
HR puff and stuff that you can't get a little because you can't get enough.
let's see. I think I
Yeah.
read somewhere that Margaret Hamilton, who played the Wicked Witch of the West in The Wizard of Oz, uh, she called Billy Hayes the best witch of all time.
Uh, she might have. I know.
Well, from one witch to
I
another,
think
that's one hell of a compliment.
Yep,
it's possible Margaret Hamilton did a cameo in the movie they made of HR Puffin Stuff.
that's true. You're right. There is a movie.
Thanks to my experience with H&R Block, I keep wanting to call him H&R Puffin Stuff. I can imagine
Oh,
old Puffin Stuff
H&R
wearing
Puffin Block.
There you go.
H&R Puffin Stuff. He's your friend
H&R
when
Puff.
taxes get rough.
Well,
I can imagine the guy in glasses and a green bow tie going, "Hi there, America. I'm here to tell you to get your billions back."
excuse me, my eyes are a little itchy.
Mine are too.
Yeah, but rest in peace to Witchy Poo, and rest in peace
Yeah,
to Bobby Unser.
yeah.
Because I do remember I remember growing up watching him at least in the Indy 500. So, all right. So with that in mind, I think it's time to figure out what we're gonna do. Let's see. Tomorrow, of course, is Tune In Tuesday. in the month of May. Wednesday, of course, is Warzone Wednesday. And we've already got a couple stories lined up for that with a supernova rant rocket coming. So, and of course, Thursday will be Tech Talk. And finally, Friday will be our Friday Fun Day game du jour, which will be Nearly Naughty Mad Libs.
Yay.
So, that's going to be a fun night. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Oh, goodness, I'm tired. And by the way, apologies for the weather radio going off earlier, but like I said, I always keep it here next to me because it's important. If something happens in the middle of the night, that thing has got to wake me up.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because they say do not rely on the outdoor sirens anyway, which I haven't been for a long time anyway.
Well, take a look at I was watching the one of the tornado videos on the Weather Channel, and you hear the Weather Channel the tornado sign go wee, and then when the tornadoes destroy the signs, you hear
Yeah,
wee, like that.
exactly. Mhm.
That's
Exactly.
why you can't rely on the outdoor sirens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because they say rely on your weather radio or rely on your phone. Of course.
Oh,
Of course. Oh,
Hello,
nice,
Joker.
nice necklace, Mike.
Yeah.
thank you. That's my cash necklace for last
All
Are
right,
we
there
off
you
the air?
go. No, we're
Oh,
not. We're still on. Don't worry,
Uh,
you're
I'm
good.
gonna
You're
go
good.
snuggle.
It's fine. But
Excuse me.
bless you. All right, so let me go ahead and do the 10-second inning here. All right, so with that in mind, I'm gonna say love, peace, and chicken grease. Everybody have a great night. Sleep well. Stay safe. And tomorrow, may the fourth be with you.
And
I'm
don't forget to
responsible.
pour
Hey, and the
yourself a cup
next
of tea.
day,
Just
you
don't
know what
dip
the
your
next
watch
day
in
is
it.
gonna be?
What?
Revenge of the Fifth.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Or
Cinco de
Cinco de Mayo.
Mayo. That's right. It's both.
Yep.
And it's Ash's sister Hannah's birthday
Oh,
Very
on the
nice.
nice.
fifth.
Oh, happy birthday to her. Happy birthday to her. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday,
to
dear. Something, something.
her.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday to her.
All right. Well,
And you
anyway.
smell like one too.
Oh.
It's
Ouch.
like, oh.
What did he say?
And you smell like one too.
Ash is kind of like,
All right. Well, all right. Everybody have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow for Tune In Tuesday. Good night, everybody.
have a great night, everyone. See you
Good night.
tomorrow.